parents are seeing children doing things and requesting to be assisted to do things. So we have a whole chapter there where we made recommendations on how that assessment needs to be done, all the way from early childhood through the system all the way to the universities. So it's going to be competency-based assessment. What has the child learned? How are they able to translate it into action? That is what the teachers will be doing. And you can now see the connection between the competency-based curriculum for learners in relation to the competency-based teacher education. Values cannot be taught to be practiced just at school. This should happen in a social setting in the society, including the family and the entire population. And therefore, we brought in the issue of empowering and engaging parents not only to be part and parcel of value-based education, but also in the process of what their children are learning in school. And that also had a sub-recommendation on community service learning, considering that we have seen in our society that children, young people, including adults, are quite individualistic. It's about them being serviced or served, but it's never about what they can do for their families and the society. So the value-based education is linked up with parental empowerment and community service learning. So this idea of a child coming to ask that evening, and I have had parents saying that they come home very tired. Let me give an example of my son and how I responded to that. So he calls and he tells me, now, effort wants clay soil. The teacher has asked for clay soil. I know that boy, he will not leave his father alone. So he is calling because he is frustrated. Now what do I do? I've just come home and now you are the one in CBC. So I told him, look here, you are the dad. Effort has no other dad. No, ma'am, you know where we live is red soil. I said, I also know that down the valley there are marshy places and there is cotton soil. I have never even been there, but I know marshy soil, utapata cotton soil. I know from experience. So I told him, please, just walk with your son down there, get him clay soil. And one thing that he will never forget is not that he got clay soil, is that his dad walked with him down there and helped him to get clay soil. He may be among the few in that class who will have clay soil and it will be used to teach everybody else. He may never remember that, but he will remember when teacher asked for clay soil, my dad was with me. And in this time and age, there are those hitches that are coming that the teacher is asking overnight, which may not be fair. And I am sure as these questions keep coming up, the Teacher Service Commission will rise to the occasion to actually emphasize on how this should happen. There should be something that indicates that at this point there will be need for clay. At this point you should be preparing, maybe we shall be making the scarecrow. Let me just add something about this transition to junior secondary school and the whole issue of proximity to a catchment area. It is on record and our data confirmed that approximately 75 secondary school children attend day schools coming from their homes. 75% approximately. And this is just like 65% of them are purely day school. There are some boarding schools that have day wings. So when we put it together, we realize like 75% of the children actually attend day schools coming from the parents or guardians' home. This is very important for the CBC and for the value-based education that you had raised earlier, that these children who will be transiting when they are much younger, at the age of 11 or 12, can continue. The majority of them can continue being with their parents while also attending day schools, thus providing more time to continue understanding how the children are learning and how they are practicing their values, not only in school, so that values are not just a school thing, but also at home and in the community. So we recommended that that should be encouraged as much as possible, that children who have a secondary schools within their proximity of where they live, they should actually be encouraged to select to go into those secondary schools.